Anything else you want to say to your fans, man?
Man, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. You know, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Errol Spence Jr., my whole name, and just look out for me.
Yes, sir. Let me dig into your brain. Folks falling like rain.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the numbers are in, at least the projected numbers are in, for the pay-per-view fight of Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. PBC's own Mike Coppinger, he's reporting that the numbers pulled in well over 300,000 pay-per-view buys. The final numbers is expected to surpass 350,000 and possibly hit the 400,000 mark. So I want to say congratulations to Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia for pulling in some great numbers, making their pay-per-view debuts. Those are some pretty good numbers for their first pay-per-view fight. But this is really good news for Errol Spence because he is the winner in this big pay-per-view fight. That means he can go on to fight Terrence Crawford or even other fighters like Sean Porter, and his numbers are going to continue to climb. I can tell you right now, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford would do huge pay-per-view numbers. It would be a big pay-per-view hit, and it would be an all-American affair. Errol Spence is now in position to take the torch from Floyd Mayweather and become the biggest pay-per-view star in the sport of boxing. Remember, these are the same type of numbers Floyd Mayweather started to produce when he first started doing pay-per-view fights. You know, what a lot of people fail to understand is it's not just you having a large fan base that automatically catapults you into being a pay-per-view superstar. It has something to do with that. But it also has a lot to do with taking on the toughest challenges and remaining unbeaten for a very, very long time. That's the reason why Floyd Mayweather defied the odds and became the biggest superstar in the sport of boxing. You guys have to remember, when Floyd Mayweather was coming up, even his own network was going against him. HBO's Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, especially Larry Merchant, he was constantly saying, oh yeah, he's good, but he will never be a star. He will never be a star or a superstar in the sport of boxing. I mean, look at the seats. You got empty seats in here, etc., etc. This is what they were saying about Floyd Mayweather, 10, 15 years ago? But what made Floyd Mayweather a bigger star than Oscar De La Hoya, Mike Tyson, fighters like that, soon as they reached superstar status, that's when they started to lose. But Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, soon as he reached superstar status, he continued to win. He thrived in that position. And I truly believe Errol Spence, he has the skill set to do something similar to what Floyd Mayweather was capable of doing. Especially if he gets the Manny Pacquiao fight. That is the perfect fight to once again build on the progression of becoming a superstar in the sport of boxing. And it's starting to sound more and more like Manny Pacquiao really wants the Errol Spence fight, because he compared Errol Spence recently to one of his first title shots that he won against the African fighter Libabwa. So as Mikey Garcia would put it, Manny Pacquiao believes he sees something as well. Let's see how that plays out. But this is good for Errol Spence because 1 minute it looked like he was going to be shut out, everyone was avoiding him, and it looked like he was never going to get an opportunity to shine on the biggest stage. But now after that Mikey Garcia fight, he's here. So even though Mikey Garcia, he played a major contribution in producing those pay-per-view numbers, Errol Spence, if he fights against a Manny Pacquiao and a Terrence Crawford, he's going to prove that he can do those numbers without a Mikey Garcia fan base. Just like Floyd Mayweather did against Shane Mosley. For those of you guys who don't know, Floyd versus Shane Mosley was top 5, one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time, right? Just like Sugar Ray Leonard did against Hagler and Hearns. Those were big fights. Ali versus Frazier. Big pay-per-view numbers in an all-American affair. So let's see what happens next. I really hope we get to see the Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao fight. I truly believe that Manny Pacquiao is actually a tougher fight than Mikey Garcia was. And apparently Errol Spence's teammate Jamel Charlo and his trainer, they agree with me. Trainer Derek James, that is. one of the best trainers in the business right now. And if he comes back with Jermell Charlo this year and they end up winning a rematch against Harrison, then he's up for Trainer of the Year again. Now, when it comes to Mikey Garcia, we don't know where he's going to go from here on. I mean, I know when it comes to comparing him to his brother, after he had his first loss, it was a complete decline. His brother Robert Garcia, who was a great champion, he got knocked out by Diego Corrales, and then he got knocked out by a couple other people following that loss. But when it comes to Mikey Garcia, he has a lot of options. And he said, at the press conference, he didn't know what he was going to do next. He was talking about possibly staying at 147 and fighting other welterweights. He believes that he has a better chance with those other welterweights. But he can also go down to 135, but we don't know if he's going to be able to go all the way back down to 135, comfortably at least. But Mikey Garcia still has a chance of becoming the superstar as well. But he would have to get those wins. He would have to get those wins against some really significant opponents. Let's see what happens, guys. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.